Hi, welcome back to Friendly Fire. This is season 3 again, episode 2. I'm Sam.
I'm Thomas.
We're going to be talking about superstitions today. So I guess we'll talk about that after the intro.
Ha! And we're back. As Sam said right before the intro, today we're going to be talking about some common superstitions and trying to determine if we can figure out if we're all really superstitious or if we just all have a little bit of OCD.
There are some I do that make me feel like I have OCD on them. Yep.
OCD or anxiety?
Anxiety. I am anxious. I do have a list.
I
have one too.
Do you want me to start? Yeah.
Well, it's a website, but it's still a list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
this
like, I feel like it's superstition adjacent, and it's one that I actually not necessarily believe in, but I'm very conscious about, like the thought of manifesting things.
Oh.
Like if you talk about a bad thing happening too much, you it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Like you make the bad thing happen, or just talking about something too much in general. It can be both good or bad, I guess. In this instance, I was talking about bad things, but
Yeah.
people talk about manifesting good vibes.
I tend to do it like that. I kind of just choose to believe that I can only manifest good vibes.
Yeah.
Because I can't manifest bad vibes ever. Even if I do, I don't. Because you don't have any proof.
I think that the opposite side of that is the idea of jinxing something. Like you say that a good thing's going to happen, and that in and of itself cancels it out. Which I think is funny because they both have the same mechanics but have very different results.
Well, we just did a jinx earlier in the break room.
Yeah, we both said something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, that's isn't that a superstition too? Like where if two people say the same thing at the same time, someone has to say jinx to the other person, and they have to not
talk,
talk or something like that. Or
I just know the jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I remember that from Phineas and Ferb, specifically in Doofenshmirtz's voice, him saying, "Jinx, you owe me a Coke."
Huh. Oh. I don't think I've heard of that one.
But I guess I suppose it's rooted in a superstition, because jinx.
But one of the main ones I have, it's something me and my wife actually stand by heart. There's some superstitions I have that are whatever, they're just kind of fun and here and there. But there's some I really feel like it's a bad thing. So, have you guys ever heard of splitting the pole with your companion?
We've been talking about it frequently.
Yeah.
This is something that I have been instilled to me. So this one.
That one over there.
This one has taught this to me. And here's the problem with that is so we'll be walking next to each other. And there's a pole coming up right between us. So I start to get over to behind them, something like that, so that I can be on the same side of this pole and not split the pole. I never once thought about this. They pointed this out once, and now it is hardwired into my brain. So, it is something I'm hyper aware of. So what'll happen is I'm walking next to them, I try and get behind them, and then last second they'll jut over to the other side of the pole right as we're passing it, and it will lead me to run straight into the pole.
Yeah, I first introduced this to my wife when we were just dating. So we were going to the mall, and we were holding hands. All of a sudden, we split the pole and walked this way, and I stopped. Went all the way back around the pole, and when she looked at me, she goes, and I explained to her, it's bad luck if you split the pole with your significant other. It's one I definitely stand by.
So I don't. I should though.
Yeah, you brought it up because I did. I don't even realize that I do this. I swerve. I think we were just talking about this. I don't like when people walk right behind me. It makes me very anxious. So you start walking behind me, and I'm like, well, shit, I gotta move so he can go to this side, and then you run into a pole, and I laugh because it's kind of funny, but I didn't. Yeah. I'll be more conscious about the pole.
No, it's okay. I also think it's very funny to run into the pole. Especially when we're in Walmart or something like that, and there are people coming out of the store watching me run
smack
first into the pole.
Yeah.
I have some wedding ones that I have.
Wedding ones, okay.
I have, you should never wear black to a wedding, ever. I don't, even if it, because then it, to me, it's you're showing that you want the relationship to, die, because you wear black to a funeral.
I thought it was...
But except the mother of the bride can wear black or something. I
don't know,
that
it's
was
something weird. That's just one that I've heard of.
I thought it was people shouldn't wear white dresses.
Yeah, don't wear white, that's just rude. That's just rude. But because I thought about that. There's also red as well, but that is if you slip the groom. I don't know if I can say that. So
just wear a t-shirt and jeans, guys.
Don't do that. If you come to my wedding in a t-shirt and jeans, you will be kicked out. I'm not even kidding.
But what if it's like a really cute T-shirt and jeans?
What if it was one of those T-shirts that has like a tuxedo thing on
Yeah,
it?
That's even worse,
acceptable.
actually.
Yeah. I'm on board
So
with
we
it.
can discuss my preferred wedding attire later, but the point is, don't wear black to a wedding. For me, anyways, because it's like you want the relationship to die.
Does
I
that
think-
go
yeah.
for
I don't know.
like just the wedding party or like any guests?
Any
Yes,
guests?
yeah.
Interesting. I've never heard of that
wedding
one.
party, if you have like, if that includes like the bridesmaids and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you
Yeah.
should be wearing, hopefully,
Whatever
a color
they
scheme.
told you. Yeah, color scheme of some
Well,
kind.
yeah, but like if you choose your color scheme to
If
be
you
black,
choose, that's
bad.
one thing.
Yeah.
It's a superstition. Not everyone believes it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I believe it though.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how the
So don't wear black to my wedding.
So speaking of like not believing stuff like that, I saw a fairly interesting video that like so here in America we have a lot of buildings that if they go past the 13th floor, it'll go from the 12th floor to the 14th floor.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
the 13th floor is bad luck or something like that. And
Isn't it like
it's
that with
that's
skip
like
the third floor in
in
some
English.
countries?
Huh?
Let's get the third floor in some countries, I think, too.
There was, I think, I apologize if this is incorrect. I believe it's in Japan. The way that the number 4 is pronounced is pronounced the same way as the word death. So 4 is the floor that they skipped.
Oh,
Izayah gave me the thumbs up on that one, so apparently that's
Chaeyeon
being
also
verified.
said that was
okay,
correct.
awesome. I'm glad I got that correct. But yeah, I was like, it's things like that where it's like it comes down to the regionality too. So like people believe different things, and I think that 4 and death being the same thing is a little bit more realistic than the 13. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's bad vibes about 13? It's a prime number.
It's a prime number.
Is that it?
Listen, prime
Friday the
numbers,
13th,
bad vibes.
I don't know.
Are they?
Prime number is bad, but I don't like prime numbers generally, but that's just because I hate math.
Fair enough.
Well, that's the same with me. Like Friday the 13th, like the superstition that like on Friday the 13th, it's bad luck. Like the whole day is bad luck for everybody.
I like them because because tattoo
I was gonna
parlors
say,
tend
yeah,
to
I like
have
Friday
a
the
lot of
13th
cheap
because
tattoo things
Yeah.
happen. Just generally, a lot of like cheap stuff happens. Like Friday the 13th sale, and then they have like cheap tattoos or cheap piercings.
Yeah.
So I quite enjoy Friday
I also
the 13th.
think like some of that is rooted in like alternative culture and
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
you so
Yeah.
which is I was gonna talk about the wedding dress thing. It's like, but I want a black wedding dress because I'm emo or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Like
If you don't
if
believe
someone
it-
comes to a wedding, yeah.
yeah, if you don't believe it, then it doesn't matter. But I do.
So I guess it comes, if we want to learn something, I guess real quick, it comes from Norse mythology where Loki is the 13th guest will arrive to dinner in Valhalla and wreak havoc on the dinner. So the
interesting.
wreaking havoc is causing bad luck for everyone in
Gotcha.
So,
Well, you know.
Wow.
That's where it comes from. Interesting.
The
Yeah.
more you know.
popular mechanics.
So
No, we're not advertising
no,
anything.
not advertising. You didn't hear that. That was nothing.
We're gonna bleep it out.
going off of that, is there any superstitions that you have that you, or like that a lot of people have that you don't believe in?
Ooh. All I have is things that I do believe in.
Yeah. I didn't think of
Yeah, I
things.
guess there's one, the Groundhog Day thing. I never.
Groundhog Day. I think it's funny because it
Oh, if
doesn't
he sees
matter
his
what it is.
shadow,
It's
yeah.
the capsule. It's just the phrasing of it. Because if I remember
I think it's
correctly,
funny.
if he sees his shadow, there's 6 weeks until spring. But if he doesn't see it, then it's 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
So it's just saying, hey, it's the start of February. There's about 6 weeks until it starts getting warmer. And we're going to keep this groundhog in a cage. There's this one photo, and I feel really bad for laughing at it every time I see it. There's this photo of the Foxitani Phil, or however you pronounce his name, in a casket with his little arms like this. And a bunch of dudes in top hats standing over him, like super solemnly.
Oh my God.
I feel really bad. It's a very sad, if I can find the image, I'll include it. It's a very sad
Just
image, though.
Just want the poor little groundhog.
guy.
He's just a
Why did they
sad
do
little
that?
guy.
Why did
I
they
know,
put
but
him in
like
a
it's
casket?
this just groundhog that has no idea what's going on, that they keep in a cage, and apparently he's this like symbol, like this tradition. Where do you remember where the town is? It's like Philadelphia. Or
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember
I
exactly.
don't know. I just saw the Bill Murray movie.
Okay.
But yeah, they've got this groundhog that they just keep in a cage, and he determines the weather for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
I love Groundhog Day as a
one
concept.
from
It's so silly.
The Angel
Yeah,
Numbers?
but I don't
Denmark.
typically like
Yeah, no.
Oh, I
believe
can-
that.
oh,
I just think it's a whole bunch of.
Don't talk about this.
You guys have one?
So, well, I have
curious.
my list here, and
Handy
so
list.
one that it says, it's a superstition that is from Denmark. Don't talk about like secrets or stuff when there's a cat in the room. And I think it comes from like the saying like, don't let the cat out of the bag. Gotta fix my mic.
Okay.
But it's like, apparently cats will gossip, and so like whatever
Interesting.
secret or like bad things, don't talk about it with a cat in the room, because the cat will like spread it and make it happen.
Our cat's got a crap
So-
ton of secrets.
Yeah, and I wrote that down because I'm like, Laszlo, we live in a 2-room apartment, not
Yeah.
2-bedroom, 2-room. And so he's just around us all the time. We talk about so much I'm like,
He's got all
he's
the
got
secrets.
all the secrets, all the bad vibes that we could radiate. Like,
He's also a black cat, so
he
allegedly
is,
he's also.
and he's also a black cat.
I don't know. I'm always confused about that superstition.
I think black cats are good luck.
Is it because that's what my wife says? But then
They
I've heard
are,
where it says it's bad luck if it runs across you.
Everyone says that black cats are bad luck, but I believe that they're good luck. I don't know. Maybe just because I love cats, but I think black cats are just so misunderstood. I love black cats so much.
I think
but if any cats cross my path, I think it's good luck. Any one of them.
I think the superstition as well was not just if you have a black cat, but like if you see a black cat, like in passing, something like that.
Yeah, because I know like black cats were always like associated with like witches and like back in the Salem days, so that's why they're considered quote unquote bad luck. But then I heard recently like, oh no, they're good luck. I'm like, so I don't. Yeah.
I'm like Sam. I'm like, I like cats. There's no such thing as a cat being bad luck. They're cute and they're cuddly, and they cure my depression. I don't like better than any antidepressant.
We have a new segment that we have, and we don't really know the name of it. So we're gonna let past or future Sam and Thomas tell it. The bingo.
The bingo wheel of my ADHD riddle brain has manifested itself into a physical entity, and we're deciding to use it for inspiration for our new segment called Bingo Bango something bingo name.
Bonanza.
So we're gonna go ahead and take that away now. That was a rough transition, but you know what? We're gonna go with it.
Welcome to Bingo Brain. Today we're gonna be rolling this bingo wheel, and we're gonna be just whatever comes out is what we're gonna talk about.
We have 75 bingo balls and 75 ideas. Whatever comes out of the bingo wheel is what we get. You ready to start?
Yes.
I think I spun it the wrong way.
Nope, you did perfectly fine.
Number I-22.
I only have 22. Bread.
Bread? What's your favorite kind of bread?
I'm a sourdough lover. I'm not gonna lie.
Sourdough is good, like good sourdough, where it's got like the hard, crisp outside,
and it's always so soft inside. So my first ever experience with sourdough, I was in San Francisco, and I had a sourdough bread bowl with my clam chowder, and that was when I got introduced to clam chowder. Oh, I already liked it, but that was when it really solidified that I loved it. I don't know. I'm a sourdough bread lover. I don't know. Just
back last fall, I bought a loaf of like homemade jalapeno cheddar sourdough, and I had a whole loaf of it, and I ate like a third of it in a day, and my tummy kind of hurt afterwards. Mostly because I ate a third of a loaf of bread in a day. It was delightful. It was like perfect, like a little bit hard crust on the outside, but like it was really gooey on the inside. It's delicious.
It's amazing. Just generally, bread is really nice. Another type of bread that I love, is it naan bread? Like oh my god, because it's always just so soft, and you can eat it with like anything. And I always want to just grab like a handful of just like, even though it's probably big, give me a handful. It goes so well with so many things. It's honestly my favorite thing. I'm not gonna lie. Something
that our number one fan, my mom, taught me is that you take a piece of naan bread and sprinkle a little like cheddar cheese on it, and then microwave it for like 30 seconds, and then like the bread gets warm, the cheese melts. It's delicious.
That sounds really good.
Delicious.
Honestly. Do you have any other comments about bread?
We have to put the bread up, otherwise it gets eaten by the cat. That's it.
I don't know. My cat doesn't really do that. But we can talk about cats another time.
Another time.
Welcome. We'll see you next time on Brain Bingo Bonanza.
Brain Bingo Bongo.
Thanks.
Well, isn't that fun?
Hopefully you enjoyed our new segment, because it's probably going to be returning. We have a lot of ideas.
And if you don't, then don't watch it.
Since it's like a peek into your mind, should I be afraid of it?
Oh, it's because it's peeking both of our minds.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
It cancels it out.
It's good.
Okay, good.
It's a bingo wheel.
It's a bingo wheel. So I was going to mention something about animals before we went to our segment. I heard recently that if you talk to bees, they will like not keep your secrets, but they'll understand. Like when you have to tell the bees when something happens. Like when the queen died, they had to, all the beekeepers had to tell the beehives that it happened. And something other people believe on top of like talking to bees is if you tell the bees something, then they can relate to like someone that's passed on. So you can be like the example that I heard was it like say like somebody like killed your brother, and you tell the bees, I'm gonna go avenge my brother. Then you do it. You go back and tell the bees, I avenged my brother. Can you go tell him? And they will. So that's a recent one that I was like, that's just a cute thing to believe. I like that, honestly. And also I think bees are fun. I like bees.
Believe in the bees.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things rooted in animals, because I think that a lot of animal, and this is going to go into like physiology and things like that. I think that's the right term. I don't really know. But it's like where people like put trust in animals because they're like companions that go through a lot of similar things in life, but also don't have the exact same thing. So they put trust, like specifically like people with their pets, and like, oh yeah, my cat has this kind of personality, and like they do have their personality, but they're different from humans. But so when they act kind of the same, humans have a tendency to like put trust in them. So I think it's really fascinating with a lot of the superstitious stuff that has to do with animals and like the root of where they came from, like the black cat thing. Like there's a I don't know if it's a superstition or not, or if it's just symbolism, but like ravens or symbolizing death. Yeah, symbolize. I can't speak, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Things like that, and like where they came from. I think the origin of it is very curious.
But also for ravens, sorry.
No, you're good.
For ravens, typically they follow. Didn't it? It's because they followed. Was it ravens or was it crows? They'd follow armies into battle because they knew that there would be dead bodies to eat.
Yeah.
I think it's crows that do that.
Crows that do that? Okay, I don't know if ravens are the same thing, but I think that might be where, because they're both black. So I don't know. You had something.
Yeah. So another animal like related one, kind of similar to the bees, is something my mom taught me when I was like a kid, is that like butterflies, and in particular like monarch butterflies, are like the souls or the spirits of like your lost family members, your lost pets. And so when I was really young, like my grandfather passed away, and then pretty soon after, like my great grandmother passed away. And so throughout my childhood, there was these two monarch butterflies that always hung out. We had this like fold out camper thing, and they would always sit on the camper, and like every time we'd go outside, they'd like fly up to us. And so that's when my mom like shared this,
cute.
like, oh, well, there's, you know, the like a superstition that the butterflies are like the spirits of your family members. So ever since that, like every time I notice a butterfly, I'm like, I wonder.
Oh, I have to look out for butterflies.
But,
That's so sweet.
And then it was weird because then later we lost one of our cats, and there was a third butterfly. So I was like, this is strange. But, and those butterflies were consistently there like every summer when there was spring.
That's really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I don't have any more animal ones, but there is one that I would say still kind of believe in, because it always seems to work out for me. But like, you guys ever heard of the penny? Like, you see a penny heads up, it's good luck.
Yeah, we talked about this recently. If you
I didn't
find
know that if it was tails, you couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, if it's tails, it's bad luck to pick it up.
Money.
I usually just pick it up. I thought it was just finding a way to pick it up.
Yeah, it's find a penny,
Like,
pick it up. All day long you'll have good luck.
luck.
Unless it's on the tail side, then you'll have bad luck and you will cry.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So I think it was like last year I saw a penny in the like gas station parking lot, and his heads up. I picked it up. I'm like, you know what? I want to test this theory. So I went and got a scratcher, like a little, $2 scratcher. I won $20.
Hey.
Do you scratch it with the penny?
Yeah.
Oh.
Even with the penny. And I won $20. I was like, you know what?
I'm just gonna start throwing pennies in like in gas station parking lots and just see what happens. All right, that one's heads up. Let's go. Let's pick this one.
Do you guys believe in the the wishbone one? Do you guys ever believe in that thing?
I did that a few times when I was a kid. Like I'd be at like my grandma's house, we'd have the wishbone, and I'd do it with my brother, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you get the if you get the big end of the wishbone, you make a wish."
Mm-hmm.
We did it a few times. And
I wish I could remember what I wished for to see if any of them came true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start doing that. I'll
Write them
have
down.
to do like a birthday candle thing. Like, I'll wish for something that's like relatively easy to obtain and see if it comes true.
Oh, do you guys believe in that one? If you say your wish out loud for your birthday candles, it won't come true?
I have that written down, but with
you do?
fortune cookies, you can't share your fortune because
Really?
otherwise, it's the same thing. If you share your birthday
When
wish.
it comes to fortune cookies, I'm just like, just some cookies.
And that's why they never come true, because
I
you
got a
always
very
share them.
menacing fortune cookie fairly recently. It just said like, you will get
a large sum of money.
it was like you'll get a large sum of money from a strange place or something like that. And it was like, it read, and I don't know if you're familiar with the monkey's paw story, where they wish the monkey's paw for like, I think he asked for like $200 or something like that. And the following day, they learned that their son was in like a horrible work accident, and the pay from the company as like retribution was $200.
Oh no!
And I'm like, I'm gonna get monkey's pawed reading that off. It was very ominous, and I'm like, I'm gonna read this one so I don't like lose a family member, and then they send me money.
I'm more like that when it comes to like 11/11 or like eyelash wishes. Do you ever wish on eyelashes?
Oh, I've heard of that.
I wish on eyelashes, and I never tell anyone what I wish for. Every time, like 11/11s and eyelash wishes. I never.
What are
tell
11/11s?
Like 11/11 make a wish. I don't know.
Oh, I just never.
Like the time.
The time.
okay.
The time.
Wish.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Like
I
11/11.
just never heard that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's also
so
like angel numbers.
There's angel numbers, which is another thing. I believe in angel numbers, but that also comes down to my own beliefs.
Do you have any superstitions that aren't like popular ones, or just ones that you have, ones that are like specific to you? One in particular.
I have one. Yeah.
Is like I don't know if it's a superstition or just a hardy belief that cold water doesn't clean dishes. Only warm water will
I feel
clean
like that's
dishes.
true.
facts.
It's just
It's a fact,
food.
dude.
But no, but there's something about if I use cold water to wash something, even if I wash it just as well as I would with a hot thing, even if it's something that's not that dirty, it still feels dirty.
Well, heat
Afterwards, I have to
sanitizes.
Because it's
Heat
true.
sanitizes.
The heat help. Yeah, no, literally.
Okay.
That's why they use.
I
You're
turned out that
washing, you're
was
washing dishes correctly.
myth busted.
Congratulations.
That's not a superstition. Turns out
But it
that I'm
could
just
be.
doing the dishes right.
You're doing them correctly. Okay, what's your
dishes?
Well, I guess it's kind of maybe well known a little bit, but one for me is bad things or death comes in threes.
Yes,
Oh,
I've heard that one a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
I
it's
had
one
that too.
that we really believe in because it's kind of happens in our family. And you're like, one happens, you're like, oh crap, who are the other two?
That's something that's happened in my family at the moment. We're at 2, and I'm
Yeah, you're
nervous
just waiting
about-
for the other one.
I know, and I'm like, I don't really want a third
Yeah,
one
we're
to
at 2-2,
happen.
and I'm just like really worried it's gonna be my dog because she's 15 and she's
Aw.
like super old. I'm like, it's just, please not right now, not right now. Yeah, exactly. There's that one.
That's the one. That's the one I was
wood.
gonna say. It is a commonly known one, but
I'm not gonna
Sorry.
win.
I just made him do
Knock
it
on
the
wood.
other night.
Oh my god.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite bits.
I can't think of anything else though. The
No.
ones that I know of specifically, because all the ones that I do are like more well known. I think the one that's least known, I guess, is the black dress that I was telling you. Like,
Yeah.
don't wear black to my wedding. Like that's just like a me thing. But
Well, I know one superstition is that if you don't continue watching all the rest of season 3 of Friendly Fire, your toenails are going to grow so long that they stick out the front of your shoes. So
start
if
to
you don't
curl.
want that to happen,
Watch
stay
Friendly
tuned.
Fire.
Unfortunately, that's going to be all for our episode today, though.
yeah,
As always, I have been Thomas.
I'm Sarah.
I'm
Wait.
Icarus. We didn't even introduce
Yeah, we
ourselves.
didn't
at the
introduce
beginning.
ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Josh.
And I'm
Icarus
Icarus.
Josh. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I'm glad that we got to talk about this. So we'll see you
That was fun.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.